Right? Is that what you're saying to me?
Right. She's so popular, her schedule is so tight.
All right. That leaves us 4 minutes to go over some things that are going on in the news that I've not gotten to as of yet. And there's some big stuff. The lights over the brewery are going up. It started yesterday, as a matter of fact. Right? You witnessed it, or you talked to somebody witnessing it?
I did talk to somebody. I had a hunch. I'll call it a hunch that it was going on this week, and so I reached out to somebody who would know, who will be on the show tomorrow.
Oh, that's
and he said, I don't know, actually. And then he called me later in the afternoon, and he's like, it's going up right now. I'm like, thanks, Nagel.
It is, and it matches the logo. The lights match the new logo on the can, so it's really quite exciting. And the can has a new design. That is an issue that I didn't get to today. Also, I don't know what's happening here, folks, but keep an eye on this. There is a Republican movement right now to part ways, at least on issue right now, with the NRA, and putting together a bill that would prevent anyone on that no-fly list, or there's another list too. There's 2 different lists from being able to obtain a gun. Does it surprise you? This is coming from Republicans. Now it's telling me that there are some probably across the country, you're going to have some congressional races that are really going to be tight, and there's a lot riding here for Republicans to keep the majority. And this is exactly what I talked about the other day, that after a situation like Newtown, after Orlando, the general public becomes extremely uneasy and doesn't understand why something isn't being legislated to prevent this from happening again. So they're feeling the pressure from their constituents, and they're backing away from the NRA. Does that surprise you? Republicans. These are not Democrats.
Well, there's 2 things. One, and this is according to Rush yesterday, the 4 bills that came up in Congress in reaction to the Orlando incident, had all of the 4 been passed, none of them would have stopped Orlando.
I agree with that.
The other thing is, a reporter for, I believe, the Chicago Tribune or the Chicago Sun-Times.
This does show us, though, doesn't it, that all that matters is let's look like we're doing something.
Correct.
Right?
Wanted to do a story on how easy it is and that anyone could get a gun. And this was the Chicago Sun-Times or the Tribune. Rush also talked about this yesterday. The guy goes into the store, has to go through a background check, and ultimately he ends up getting declined. And I don't know if he was going to write the story or not after he got declined. Apparently his editors forced him to write the story. Rush claims he's a liberal-leaning journalist. Yeah. And apparently the guy was rejected, and he said, a terrorist can get a gun, but I can't. Well, they made him put in the story he couldn't get it because he admitted that he had an alcohol issue, and then he had been accused of or charged with domestic violence.
Here's the problem.
So the background check found that, and they said, no, you cannot have a gun.
Yet we knew all this stuff about this guy in Orlando. I don't understand it.
Right.
Who, by the way, was an American citizen. Let's not forget that. And turns out, allegedly, he had it wasn't as much anti-gay as it was anti-Puerto Rican. He had a gay lover. All of this stuff, but that goes back to threats that he had made, that he was going to kill a bunch of people, and he had a sympathy for ISIS. All of that stuff was known, and we couldn't stop him. But this guy has a family court alleged incident that there was domestic violence, and now he can't get a gun. I mean, that's... Boy, this is Republican Susan Collins who's putting this forward. Her bill, which is more restrictive than those proposed by the Democrats and more sweeping than either proposed by the other Republican senators, would allow the Attorney General to ban sales of guns to people who appear either on the government's no-fly list or, here's the other list, a selectee list, members of which require additional screening at airports. And, folks... That is a Republican, probably in a highly contested district, and fearing that maybe they're going to she's going to lose. And boy, for fear of loss, I guess you'll do whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes to win. We mentioned the story. Did I get into the story about? I did, about Mississippi being the worst state to bring up a child. Did you tell him, Christine, where you're moving? Mississippi.
Thanks, yeah.
Sorry. There's a new book coming out about the Clintons. If you've been watching any of that, this new book is very critical of the Clintons and talks about Bill Clinton in particular. and it is an ex-Secret Service agent. And a number of Secret Service agents have come out and have criticized this book.
Oh, I've seen
saying
this.
It is not. There's no way. The only access he would have had is to see the Clintons in the hallway. That was his access. Where he's getting this information, but I think it's more important than that. The issue is Secret Service agents are supposed to be not political, and they're never supposed to tell what they see. They're supposed to be able to protect the president without any worry that you can't. I don't want them near me because I'm gonna. I might be doing something that's.
Well, it doesn't matter. You
not
don't want to
cool.
be.
You don't talk. You don't want your Secret Service talking. That's why I
Right.
think they're coming out.
Right.
Wouldn't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Whether it's true or not, he shouldn't be out there.
Well, how can you
shouldn't
feel
be.
like you're being protected if somebody's going
Unless
to
he's-
then take what they learned
Well, if
protecting
it's
you?
something
He's a
illegal,
former
Right,
Secret
if it's
Service
something
member.
illegal, still though he's a farmer. Lis, what do you think of that?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen the book, obviously.
Yeah.
But Secret Service, you're supposed to be able to go about your life, right, and just do what you're doing. And you don't want to think about your Secret Service agents taking notes about you. On the other hand, they are paid by the government. That are now. I guess I wouldn't want to
No.
think that they're
I spoke with
taking notes about me.
I spoke with a Secret Service agent.
Yeah.
And locally, he's from
Right,
here,
right.
and said that they just cannot ever talk. He could never do an interview with me. He
Yeah,
would never do
no.
that, and they frown upon any former agents that would ever come out and go public on anything.
It would never fly in
Yeah,
House of
yeah.
Cards.
It would not fly on House of Cards. That's a good
No
point.
way.
Okay, Lisa.
An FBI agent for years, and you don't talk about stuff.
Yeah. Topic number 1: Grand jury has not received information regarding wife's involvement in Orlando mass shooting. What's up here?
I'm shocked by that. Now, now they go the other way. I'm shocked by that because I would think that the grand jury should be hearing this fast and furious. I mean, really. I was a former federal prosecutor, and I was thinking, man, you're getting everything into the grand jury. You're getting everything in there, and frankly, you're getting that gal arrested.
Yeah.
You're getting that grand jury, and you're getting all that information in there, and you're trying to get anything you can to get her arrested, indicted, and getting anything into the grand jury to say that she had a substantial step in a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Why? Because you want to say that she made a substantial step in the furtherance of that massacre. Right?
At least maybe one would argue that I don't know if I want to say Sharia law or the actual faith itself.
You know what? Here's the thing. I don't give a darn about that. I don't give a darn about what the defense is going to say later on. I really don't give a banana brain about that because that's what will come later, and that's what fancy pants defense lawyers will argue. Right now, all I care about is thwarting another attack.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Topic number 2, and I'm very interested in your opinion on the gator issue at Disney.
Yeah. Oh God.
Disney, I think, unless there's signs there warning people of alligators, I think Disney is
Big time check.
Yeah.
Huge time check. In fact, I think the parents now are grieving. I think the plaintiff lawyers are swarming.
Yeah.
And I think the plaintiff lawyers would do well to say, look, parents, go grieve. Don't even think about this.
Yep.
And let us deal with this while you just don't even think about it and let us do our thing.
Yeah.
And, gosh, look, I've got kids 19 and 23, so I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Can't even imagine. I mean, I just,
All right.
I can't
Well,
imagine.
it is terrible to just, terrible to think about what that family
Disney,
went through.
Disney
And
really banana-brained it up here.
All right. We're out of time for your third topic. We'll hit you again next week. Thanks so
All right,
much.
okay.
Lis Seg. All right. We appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
Yeah. I think Disney should. I think they're in trouble with that. I think they're going to get sued, and I think they're going to pay a lot of money.
They're just going to settle.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, they'll settle. Sure, they will, but I think they're going to pay they're going to have to pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
The family initially said they weren't going to sue. Got a break here. Hold on tight. And I did that for the purpose of the TV because it gets off right at 58. I got another 50 seconds that I want to get into. Listen, this is just for the radio only, not for TV. I thought
Don't tell the TV people.
Michael this morning had the line of the morning. Are you ready? When we asked the question, what book did Forrest Gump have in his suitcase at all times? You remember, Andrew, the answer was?
Well, the real answer is Curious George.
The real answer is Curious George. Michael's answer was Curious George Phillips. And I never got a chance to use the line, but I wanted to squeeze it in before I got done here this morning because I thought that was, of course, George Phillips being the one of the candidates for Congress. All right, that's it. Got to go. Enjoy your day at WIBX.